Welcome to the agent-based discovery video where I'll dive a little bit deeper into our agent-based discovery, what it's for, how it works, and what it offers you, basically. So to start off is, what is agent-based discovery? Very simple, obviously. It is just our regular discovery, but then with an agent, a piece of software that's installed. Now, what is it actually used for? Most of our customers use a combination of our agentless discovery and agent-based discovery. Agentless discovery used for all the devices within the corporate network, whereas agent-based discovery is a lot of times used for devices that leave the corporate network or that do not have a stable connection or always have a connection with a VPN. Think of devices or employees that take the devices home a lot of times or that travel a lot. Those are the prime targets, really, or the prime use cases for agent-based discovery. Outside of that, you might have business-critical devices, servers that are behind very strict firewalls. That's another option where you could install an agent and let the agent do the discovery locally on that device and then send it to Lansweeper. That removes some of the requirements when it comes to network traffic being sent back and forth between Lansweeper and the specific device. Last but not least, environments where password management tools, like for example Labs, are not in place or not possible or for whatever reason are not working. That's also an option. Obviously, with the agentless discovery, you do need credentials. And as it comes to credentials, it's a sensitive topic and it has to be taken with care. So if you do not have a good solution for ensuring that you have a safe way of kind of having credentials and getting them into Lansweeper and them being used on different devices, then the agent can be an alternative where the agent obviously doesn't require any credentials because it's installed locally. And that's an easy way to get around kind of the whole scenario of having to manage credentials and avoiding the risk of having credentials that are used across multiple devices or on a lot of different devices at the same time, which obviously poses a risk. Now, the agent itself supports Windows, Linux, and Mac. It automatically updates. You can configure when it does that. You have your maintenance settings that you can adjust so that it updates when people most likely aren't working or that it updates when the devices are on so that when people are working, depending on what you're updating and where. And then also one additional note there is that we do have a portable version of it as well. Now, the main difference between the regular agent and the portable version is that the portable version is basically a lightweight version of the agent that can be used in more advanced ways, let's say, more creative ways. It is a executable that because of its nature, because of its lightweight nature, it doesn't have to be installed. It can just be run and with potential commands as well. And that allows you to use it in things like scheduled task, group policies, or other advanced use cases where you want to trigger a scan with a specific command line and send it to a specific location, store the actual output of that scan as a file in a specific location, and more. It allows for a lot more creativity and basically allows you to use it for certain scenarios where you do need something highly specific or triggers that are specific to your needs. Now, there are some downsides to the agent, not necessarily to just using the agent, but there's specifically downsides if you were to only use agents. So that's why we always recommend that if there are valid use cases for agents, obviously we recommend using an agent for the use cases that I outlined earlier, but we do not necessarily recommend only using agents because it won't be able to do things like get an inventory for network devices of your IoT, of your OT, for example. The agent is meant for the 3 operating systems that I mentioned earlier. It is not meant to then also scan all the other things. So if you only use agents, you'll be missing out of all those other things, which are crucial to having a complete view of your corporate infrastructure. And also, If you use the agent, you're only scanning the things that you're installing the agent on, which means that when it comes to other Windows, Linux, or Mac devices, any kind of shadow IT, you won't be able to find it because it's only scanning the device it's installed on. So again, that's why we recommend use a combination of your agentless discovery and your agent-based discovery where it's needed, where it makes sense. And that way you have the best of both worlds. You have that complete overview of all the devices, whether they're in your corporate network, whether they leave your corporate network and move around a lot. You always be sure that you have a up-to-date inventory of all your devices. That's it for the agent-based discovery video. If you want to learn more, head over to the next video.